and welcome to this week's episode of Honestly.
I'm Dr. Lindsay.
And I am Chelsea Toronto.
Each week we're so honest, you wish that we would lie.
Yay.
Yay. We have a lot of things to talk about today.
Yeah.
But most importantly, we were supposed to have a guest on today, but she wasn't able to make it. And we're talking about the choice to be childless as a lady,
As a lady.
which a lot of people have an issue with.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start there.
Okay.
Okay.
Go.
Awesome. Okay, so this book that we were reading. Okay, so okay, I'm gonna try again. Okay. Sorry. Why don't you start?
And go.
Okay, what's exciting about it? No. Will you start?
Yeah, just go. You can edit this out.
Okay, ready? So I find this to be a very interesting topic, and one which I believe impacts, well, definitely you and I,
Mm-hmm.
and more women and more women. I don't know what's
More
happening.
women who identify as women.
I'm having a hard time today. Okay, so let's just get to it. This book addresses the fact that more women don't want to have kids these days.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The author cites a number of different reasons. From her approach, it was more like emotional trauma that she didn't want to continue and pass that baggage down to another generation.
Mm-hmm.
That is not necessarily why I don't want to have children.
I don't really have trauma, but also I don't have a childhood where like, oh my God, my mom is my best friend. And we just had like the best time ever. And when someone is asking, do you have a good childhood? I'm like, yeah, it's good. They're like, so you didn't. I feel if you say, yeah, it was fine. Apparently that means no.
Yeah, that's what they say in sex too.
So yeah, I just don't have that reference of having a close relationship with my parents at all.
Yeah.
So like why I like don't have that desire. It's just never been passed on to me.
Sure.
And I feel like I would probably be the same way. I'd be like, oh, this is like so annoying. I have someone to take care of and now I can't do whatever I want to do.
So for me personally, I had a very strong visceral reaction growing up and I did not want to have children.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that was all about.
Like when someone would ask you?
No, just in my, as a young person or in high school, it just kind of, I was repulsed.
Same. Like
Yeah.
ever since middle school,
Yeah.
or maybe whenever, my friends are like, "Oh my God, are you ever gonna have kids?" I'm like, "Ew, no."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Ha ha ha!" Like, just watch, you'll be like the first one to have kids. I'm like, "Ew."
Oh.
I'm like, why would you be so mean and wish that upon me?
You on your behalf.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's like so rude. So like, I've known the entire time since like whenever you think about having kids, I'm like, no.
Absolutely. So that brings us up to today. I will frequently be asked, do you have kids? I say no. There's one of two things, an awkward pause and silence, or why not? You would have such beautiful children.
Yeah.
As if that is a reason in which to procreate. If I'm really in like a snarky mood, I'll be like, I can't for medical purposes. And that stops them dead in their tracks.
So they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I can't have children because of a medical condition.
Actually, just today, someone was asking me about, we were talking about the podcast, and I said, oh, we're having a guest on today, and we're talking about not having children. She's like, well, do you have children? I'm like, no, I'm choosing not to. That's why we have the guest on. She's like, how old are you? And I'm like, 30s. And she's like, well, I changed my mind at 39 because my husband really wanted to have kids. I'm like, so does my husband, but I said no.
I'm really glad you brought that point up. So in preparation for today's episode, I watched a number of YouTubes and did a little bit of research. And one speaker on YouTube was relaying her experience when she opted to have, what's the formal name, where she chose to have her tubes tied.
Oh.
So she is an elder millennial
Okay.
with a professional job in the process of getting her PhD. So she was trying to represent to the doctor is, I have of sound mind. I am old enough to meet the restrictions and I do not want that. And the male doctor.
Of course it's a male doctor.
Yeah. The male doctor says, well, what does your partner want?
Ugh.
Well, what if your partner wants it?
Well, then he's not the right partner for me. He or she.
My partner supports my decisions.
It's like you need a cosigner on this. We can't do it unless your partner cosigns. Your credit isn't good enough.
Oh my gosh. I just feel like our bodies are not our own.
No.
I feel like I spent my whole life trying not to get knocked up, and now because I'm of a certain age, they're like, "You need to do this." I was like, "Do you see me? I am not responsible to take care of anyone. You do not. I am reckless, right? Like, no, you don't want me doing this.
Mm-mm.
I can't. I can barely maintain myself. Like every day is like a rocky road, like rolling the dice. Am I going to be like like constructive, like
Member of society today?
functioning human? Because not every day is that.
No.
But and where I feel part, what I hate. It's a strong word, but I do feel this way. Why do I have to explain myself?
I know. It's because we live in, what's the term? Pronatalism
Oh,
country. Hmm.
which means what?
I mean, essentially that we are meant to procreate, and that's our role in society, is to keep the society going, and that's your role as a woman, like first and foremost, and then you do whatever. Hmm.
This has patriarchy all written all
All
over
over
it.
it.
So you're like birthing the patriarchy.
You are.
So I'm so challenged. If it wasn't challenging enough with the Roe v. Wade
Hmm.
turnover, and then this, it's like, so my body's literally not mine.
And they're also, what state is it? Something down south where they are.
You know,
Take any one of those states.
facts.
Yeah, but they're overturning some 150-year-old rule of some kind and like trying to get rid of abortions left and right.
Yeah,
So,
well, I feel like, yeah, the Supreme Court
mhm.
started that tidal wave. So you spend your whole life,
Try not to get knocked up.
and now
I
you
know
want
that.
me to.
Yeah.
What? I'm so frustrated by this. I failed to mention this in the beginning, but this may be a trigger for some
Oh.
people. And what I should say is some people desperately want to have children, and they're going through the IVF process and we're not trying to discredit that or make you feel bad. We're kind of lighthearted here, and these are just our experiences.
Mhm.
And we certainly wish you the best if you are on this journey and you're having a hard time conceiving. So, but getting back to us, we just don't want to. And I shouldn't have to explain to you why I don't want to. It's none of your gosh darn business.
And I feel like it's
Fuck.
becoming a more common thing. Like me and my two coworkers,
Yeah.
we're all married, and all three of us were like, nope, no kids for us.
Yeah.
And I think all because we're about the same age, and we just see
Do they
all,
say why?
we don't like screaming kids. One of them, they like to travel a lot
Hmm.
and do, I don't know, like get out of here, travel a lot. And
Yeah.
like it's harder to do when you have kids.
Right.
I mean, you can still do it, it just becomes more expensive.
Yeah.
And just also like no desire
Yeah.
at all.
I don't like the implication that I'm selfish, because I'm
Mm.
not. I just know self-care, and this isn't the right thing. My marital situation is not in place for the most optimal environment to raise a child.
Mhm. I'm
Um,
okay with being selfish.
I just think it's self-care. Are we being selfish?
I'm
No.
like, yeah, I am selfish. I don't
I
want to
don't.
have to answer anyone else. I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And also, I am, despite being a doctor and like being really like good with patients and people person, I'm just not a good caregiver.
That's fine. That's fine.
And that seems to be the job of having a
That's
kid,
what I
is being a
understand.
caregiver. Because the other day I was asking him, like, why can't you just leave a baby at home when you
Yeah.
go to the grocery store? Like, I don't understand. They're in their little crib. They're not moving.
Their cage.
They're in their cage. Like, why can't you leave them home alone for 30 minutes? I have to go to the store, pick up a couple items. They're snoozing away. Like, what's going to happen? Like, I don't understand why you can't leave them. You can leave a dog home alone.
Lindsay wants to leave her baby home in its cage when she goes to Starbucks and Target.
Yeah. Like, I
Is that
don't.
too much to ask? I don't want you be a buzzkill, you little baby. You like burrito that can't hold its head up. There's not enough room for you in my cart at Target.
Exactly. So, what's going to happen to you if you're in your cage at home?
Just stay there. I'll watch the monitor.
No one will know.
I would
Like,
cry if I found out I
literally.
was pregnant. I'd cry. I mean, anybody can get pregnant. Not everybody has to have a kid.
One of my friends, she texted me last night. She's like, by the way, I'm not pregnant. We're like, thank Jesus. Because,
Oh,
mm-mm.
trees Louise. I had a friend once and I helped get a procedure.
Mm.
And I said, "Oh," trying to be sympathetic. I was like, "Is this your first one?"
Oh.
She's like, no, Chelsea, I have a punch card there. She's like,
You're like, wouldn't it just be easier to get an IUD or something at this point?
not necessarily.
Mm.
Some people don't necessarily like, yeah, no, it's,
It's
it's
fine. It's
fine. Some people
fine.
forget to take their meds too. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like certain people just have a short-term memory and they don't remember. And oh my gosh, here we are again.
Well, also one of the arguments for having kids that people bring up, it's like, well, who's going to take care of you when you're older? Who's going to be there
No
for
one.
you when you're older? I was
No one.
like, my husband. Like, we're going to live to be 120 years old. He's going to die 5 seconds after me. So he doesn't have to be alone for too long. I better die first. That's all I know. I don't want to be alone.
I'll be there.
Okay. But that's like one of the arguments. Like, no one's going to be there to take care of you. Like, yeah, they're called live-in nurses.
At that point, doesn't matter.
No.
Just, I don't know.
Also, if I'm to the point where I can't take care of myself or I'm that, incapacitated, I'm going to fly over to Switzerland and have them put me down.
You could just have someone take a pillow.
I do like being smothered and suffocating.
Clearly. That's your new jam. Lindsay likes to cut off her air supply when she sleeps. It's like the ultimate whippet or some shit.
It is. Like, there must be so much like oxygen release when I finally breathe again.
But that acting class I'm taking or the comedy class, I need to wear tape on my mouth because my ADHD does not let me like just listen. I have to participate and share my feelings and my thoughts, and I'm doing that. Me too. And I'm just like, oh gosh, it was only class 1 and I'm already annoying as fuck.
Imagine having a mini you running around.
They'd be so cute. Oh my gosh, I would love them so
I would have like the
much.
cutest kids. If they weren't athletic, I would die.
You could hand them off to me. We could do pottery.
I know. And someone was like, I think I was telling someone the only way if somehow on accident I had a
Oh.
child, I'd have to be very rich because I'd have to have like 5 nannies.
Oh, you know what? And that's the end of our friend. You didn't need to buy a new friend because I'm out.
No, I'd have nannies. I would never see the kid.
You're going to talk about it and you're going to have to go home.
No.
Yeah,
There's
you
a
will.
night nurse. But there is this thing in the book that she talked about, the motherhood spectrum. And there's just a bunch of like questions to think about.
Yeah.
About like what you think about motherhood. Or here's a question. What are the first words you associate with mother? At first, it's not even a word. It's like, ugh.
Yep.
Mhm.
Overreaching.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that one coming.
What did you see coming?
I don't know. Yuck.
Well, yeah, but like penetrative, is that a word?
Uh-huh.
Like get your ass out of my business and just manipulated.
So trauma responds.
Maybe.
I'm just more repulsed. Like, ugh.
When
And
you hear mother.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking about me being a mother. I'm like, ugh.
Oh, I think about I don't identify as even being a potential mother.
Oh, but I guess, if I think of my mother, let's see.
Yeah, that's what that was.
Mother.
Let me think.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said intrusive.
I don't know. I don't have anything really positive or negative. It's just like,
Well, that's good.
yeah.
You trapped me into saying something negative.
No, I didn't.
Well,
you just have words to say about it. I just don't really have any kind of positive or negative. It's just like, and then I'm like, oh, it's so annoying. I have to like call them. I haven't talked to them this quarter yet. So the time is a ticking and her birthday's coming up soon. So I'm going to have to make that FaceTime call and I'm kind of dreading it. So dread, that's a word. No, those are good words.
yeah. You know where I also feel dismissed by my mom? She wants me to have kids for her entertainment and to fulfill her fantasy of what it was like because she had these romantic notions of being a grandmother because my grandmother was a good grandmother. She might not have been a good mother, but to me, she was excellent. But what my mom refuses to accept is that my doctor was like, you can't have kids.
Right.
And every meeting, now you have to understand, I went to therapy every month for 10 years. So imagine every month being like, there's no chance you could be pregnant, is there? You're not getting pregnant, are you? And I was like, no, don't worry about it. You would have to have intercourse to get pregnant. I was like, not. But he said you would be risking the baby's life.
Mhm.
still being on this medication, or you can go off your meds for 9 months and fuck around and see what
See how
happens.
that goes.
I could yeah. So and she's like, "Yes, you could."
Mm,
So
no, I don't think that's worth it.
and she's the one well, this is why motherhood is a hard word for me. When last no, it was like maybe last year or 2 years ago, she and I got into a fight and I kind of spun out of control because she does a lot of triggers and she knows she gets right under my skin.
Mhm.
So what did she do? She called my doctor, my psychiatrist,
That's overreaching.
and was like, I think you need to work with Chelsea or maybe increase her meds.
Oh my god.
And then he contacted me and was like, "Hey, I just want you to know your mom contacted me and asked me to, increase meds or like maybe an emergency session."
Oh.
And he's like, "Chelsea, you got a lot going on with this." I was like, "Motherhood, huh?"
He's like, "I get it now.
Yeah,
I full on get it." What did you want most for yourself when you envisioned your life as an adult?
to be famous.
Oh, I like that.
I don't even see myself with like a spouse.
I just knew I was gonna be like a boss of something
That sounds
and
fun.
and have some cute outfits.
Yeah, it was always about clothes,
Mhm.
like designer, beautiful clothes. And I see
Mm.
myself with like a ranch house.
Oh.
And like maybe hopefully a lot of animals. I would like
Mhm.
people coming and going in my house. I do like that commotion. I
Uh-huh.
hope that like I have like people spend, weeks at a time at my house cuz
Mhm.
yeah, even now I don't really see myself with a partner.
I saw myself getting married, but having, like, an office in a city, like, a big city, and a big corner view.
Wow,
I know.
it's exciting.
So I'm like, "Oh, maybe, like, for a future down the road podcast, we can be up in, like, a high rise."
Yeah, whatever you want.
Mhm. We can rent out a whole condo.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
I'd like to be able I envision myself traveling for gigs.
Mhm. Uh-huh.
I what I really envision is like a black Escalade picking me up for Uber to take me to the airport.
But what'd you vision when you were, like, a child?
That
A black Escalade picking you up at
black
the
Escalade.
airport.
They didn't exist yet, but
I know.
I was definitely like, I'm getting picked up in a fancy car because someone's paying for it to pay for my presence somewhere.
Oh, okay.
That's if my ego isn't inflated and self-absorbed, but whatever. I'm
I
sorry, what
know.
were the other questions?
What unwrapped potential is still inside of you? Oh my god, like, so much.
Why are we talking about that in the book?
I think it's because, like, where do you land on the motherhood spectrum? Do you have any goals and hopes and dreams for yourself, or are you just living to be a mother?
Ew, not that
Somewhere in
one.
between.
You mean 1 out of 5 wanna be a mother?
Yeah.
5 out of 5, I have to my whole life is right before my eyes.
I know. I'm like,
Like, I'm just getting warmed up.
right? And today I was just thinking about I'm like, "Oh, what job should I have after a lifetime?" I'm like, "I'm not gonna be here forever." I was like, "Why am I even thinking about that? It's podcasting." Duh.
Duh,
Yeah.
duh.
I was like, "Should I look for a new job right now?" I'm like, "No."
No. Like, I'm not gonna be a professional hostess.
No.
I feel like it's better the longer you could be in a well, at least for me,
Uh-huh.
the longer you could be in a dead ass job,
Uh-huh.
nothing puts a fire under your ass than, like, doing a job you can I don't dread my job, but at this age in my life, I need to continue to keep moving forward. I love my job.
Yeah, I would say I actually really enjoy my job. However, the other day I was making my bed, getting ready to go to
Oh, look
work.
at you making your bed.
I know. He taught
Mhm.
me well. And I even change my sheets every week. So, mhm.
Mm.
Uh-huh. I know. I know.
I didn't know.
I'm a grown up. Mhm.
Oh my gosh, speaking of not knowing, you're a grown-ass woman? Is that what you were gonna
Yeah.
say? Okay, real quick, I was talking to my roommate last night. This is super tangent, but I was talking to my roommate and his good friend, actually, guest we've had on the podcast, Ken.
Uh-huh.
His dad passed away maybe 2 years ago.
Mm.
And I said to my roommate, "How is Ken's mom?" And he's like, "Oh, she committed suicide." I
Oh.
was like, "Come again?"
What?
And then she's like, she didn't want to after the dad died 3 months later. She was like, I don't want to live. I have no reason to live."
Oh,
She's
damn.
got quite a few grandchildren.
Yeah.
She's got a lot, and they're beautiful, and, like, her family has 4 great adults, and they're all married, and they all have kids, so my mom would be that would be her jam, but so she killed herself 3 months after, and I was like, "So you didn't tell me this?" He's like, "Oh, I thought I told you." I was like, "You did not."
Oh,
I
wow.
was like, "How could you keep this from me?"
What a beautiful love story.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm down
Uh-huh.
for that, but I just wanted to I don't know. And why do I care? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I guess I don't. I just wanted to be
Um,
mad.
oh, you're just looking for a reason to be mad at him. Oh, this is what I was gonna finish
Oh,
saying.
sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was making my bed, getting ready to go to work, and I just had this feeling of like, shit, another day of
Of
doing
living.
this.
Another day of living.
Another day of like going to work.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just wish I could like sleep in a little bit, stay home. We can do some content, we can record.
Mhm.
Like, that's what I want to be doing today. I don't want to go to work today.
We didn't go to work yesterday.
No, we did not.
We did not.
Oh my God, it was the best day
It
ever.
was the best day ever. It was a Wednesday.
It was a Wednesday. We worked out. I got my lashes done. We pickleballed. We went to the pool. And then it was a full day. And then I went to work for like an hour. Oh, it was so good. So I came to work today. I was like, woo, it's a brand new day.
It is a brand new
I'm a whole
day.
new me.
Well, we'll be doing fun things again soon. But
Hmm.
to get back on
So
topic, we wouldn't be able to do fun things if we had kids
I know.
because they're a suck on life. I just feel like is Congress so hell bent on preventing abortion? They just want us to get, I feel like, isn't the argument like, oh, we shouldn't be having unwanted children, but yet you want me to procreate? It's not my responsibility to keep this world thriving, like with like pepper it with other people.
No, because I think that you're doing the child a disservice if you don't want the child. Like, now I guess we're keeping the therapy industry going, pharmaceutical industry going,
I
doctors.
just feel like
We're
we're
kind of just propelling a bunch of industries by having unwanted kids because there's a lot of trauma to deal with. There's pharmaceuticals to dole out to all those kids that now feel
what
like
about the
depression, anxiety, and all the
guns?
things. Uh-huh.
I really just feel like women, the existence of women is for they're mining us for other purposes. Like we don't own our bodies from like the neck down.
No. And if
And no
you
one's outraged. I feel like every body part has been auctioned off.
I feel like we talk about it and there's women speaking out about it, but we just can't do anything about it.
No, we can't. Society doesn't let us.
And this is our rebellion. And we're like, fuck you guys, we're not having kids.
Hmm. I wish more people chose that.
I know. But also, culture wise,
Those that want to choose it. I'm not saying
if I still lived in Wisconsin,
yeah.
this might be a different story because this is literally what you do. You get married, you have kids, a lot of them, and you stay with your family. Like, you stick around close to
This
home.
wouldn't have happened to you. If you are the person you are today, you would
True.
not have stayed.
No, I wouldn't have. So I think it's just like a lot of cultural shifts that need to happen. And where I'm from, that's not really happening. Mhm,
Same. I know I would experience more pressure if I had stayed in my hometown.
mhm.
That is not necessary. I wouldn't say it's conservative, but in somewhat in thought that this is still your lot in life.
Right, or it's like, "Oops, you got knocked up. Well, I think you're gonna keep the kid now." That's more the train of thought where I'm from.
Ew,
I know. If that happened to me,
I'd be so pissed.
I
I'd be so
ugh,
annoyed.
I'd be so annoyed.
I would cry harder than you would. I
And I
cried
would
when you got
feel,
a new job.
"Oh my god, okay, so let's say I got knocked up right now, like,
Uh,
I still wouldn't want it."
yeah, no, I get that.
I know, but then it's like, you feel like you, like, have to,
I don't feel like I have
almost?
to.
I don't know.
Mm-mm. I just wish people would stop making me feel bad because I have made that
Mhm.
choice. I'm not going to question myself. I'm not going to get my cosigner to sign off of it because I can't
Mhm.
make my own sound judgments.
Right.
I'm so outraged.
Actually, I wouldn't feel bad about it because I'd only tell you and I'd only tell Austin.
Oh, I don't give a shit. I mean,
I know, and you'd be like, "You need a ride?"
oh yeah. Do you want to go to Starbucks after?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I need some Starbucks.
yeah.
How about
Maybe
this
some
one?
ice cream.
Ooh, yeah.
Little post ice cream.
How about this last question? How do you picture the final years of your life?
Active.
Yeah, I'm gonna be super active.
I'm gonna be kooky. I'm gonna be one of those ladies that just keeps going fast and hard. What's that all
I
about?
don't know. Fast and hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it to me fast and
That's,
hard.
that's you, friend. That is you every morning. You brought that up. That was all you.
Ugh, not this morning though. I missed a day.
Why?
I think because I was oversleeping. I was like, oh my God, I gotta get up. Hmm.
Did
So
you miss? Did you miss the?
kinda. Yeah.
You slept right
Hey.
through it.
Well, he came home late, so he was sleepy.
Well, it worked out for everybody.
I know. And I was like, I gotta do my hair today. And I already overslept, so I gotta get up.
I'm sorry. I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
We'll circle back.
I'll same time, same place tomorrow. You got it.
Giving it to her from behind.
Yeah, imagine having a kid walking at the worst time.
There's never a good time for a kid to be walking around. Little creature. Though, I see them and I think they're cute, and I am good with little ones. I don't know if I'd be good every single day of every minute.
You are good with little ones.
I am very good. Yeah, but yeah, they are cute. I know you don't think they are, but I can
No.
see why people like them. Like, oh, but with my luck, it would be ugly, or it wouldn't be smart, or sick.
Oh yeah,
Ugh,
don't want that.
ew.
I wouldn't say I'm good with them.
No, you're not.
No, I met these kids yesterday, and they are the two smartest kids I've ever met. They speak Spanish fluently. They're learning Mandarin right now. They can speak English. They're, I don't know, maybe like 6 or 7 or 8 or 9, somewhere in between that age range. And I was like, "Oh, can you guys tell me a word in Mandarin? How do you say hi?" And she was so quiet. She's like, "Meow." And I was like, "What?" I'm like, "What'd you say?" Like, I can't hear you. And she's like, and her mom's like, she can't hear you. Say it louder. I'm like, yeah, say it louder.
You're so mean. I would have kneeled down and been like, "Can you say hi in Mandarin?" and then put my ear out.
No, but the mom also likes to talk to them like they're adults. So
I know, but there's still a way. I'm very good with kids.
no, I'm better once they get to be like 14.
I know. Those are no longer kids. Like pre-adult.
Yeah, and that's where we start to vibe.
Hey, whatever. I think the summary of this is to each their own, and just let us be. Stop having a comment or a thought. Like, it's really none of your, like,
I would say just like basic ground rules when you are going through life. If someone says, like, don't be asking someone, why don't you have children?
please don't ask me if I have children.
I think I'm okay with that.
I know.
Because people are curious. Oh, you have kids? No.
To
Okay.
see if you have something in common.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Next
Still.
question. Don't ask, are we going to have kids? Why
Mhm.
aren't you going to have kids?
Mhm.
Isn't my kid so cute? Maybe.
Ask Chelsea, because I
I'm
don't
like,
know.
ask Chelsea. I don't know. I can't even look at them.
Wormy little burritos. They're messy. I don't like babies in the restaurant because the parents let them out of the high chair and lets them run around.
Oh.
Our restaurant's not very big, and oftentimes servers are moving very quickly, and they have a lot of hot plates of food. And these parents are like, "Mama, mama, mama." And I'm just like, look, I get it, but like, do you not see us like hauling ass?
Right.
Your child's gonna get hurt,
I know.
or more like, alternatively, that child is gonna cause us to get hurt.
Yeah.
So, but it does not matter because,
Put them on a leash.
no doubt, get them in their cage, put them on a
Yep.
leash, and maybe a muzzle.
Just leave them at home, locked in a cage, and go out to dinner for an hour. They'll be fine. What's gonna happen?
What's the worst that could happen? I don't know. I don't want it to.
No one. Okay, just think about this. No one will know that you left your kid at home by themselves unless you tell someone. No one will know.
They're gonna know.
They're not gonna know.
They're gonna know.
They're not gonna know.
How are they gonna know? They're gonna. Yeah, no, that's true. I don't know. And I think parents these days, they give their like 2-year-olds like their phones at the restaurant. And I know they just, in this day and age, it's so funny. We talk about like the reassignment of gender, and it's kind of fluid, and how you identify sexually. What was the point there?
They're on their iPads a lot.
Well, hopefully
there's
a
a lot to learn about parenting, I guess, when you're a parent.
Yeah, I don't remember. I lost my thought. Unfortunately, I'm sure it was a good one. Profound.
Super duper profound. And I would say,
I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. I did remember. It's not the same, but what I'm just saying, society has changed a number of different things. And one in which, at least in the restaurant, this is a microcosm, but children are no longer something to dread in a restaurant, or even on I dare say on an airplane, because that was the kiss of death. If you sat near a kid in a restaurant or on the airplane, your shit was going to be ruined, because the chances of them being quiet and not fussy, like 0 out of 5. But nowadays, because everyone's giving their like 1-year-old, if you can sit up in a high chair, these parents are giving them their phone.
Yeah.
And so like, I mean, occasionally there's some like decent parents out there who aren't giving their 1-year-olds a phone.
Yeah.
But nowadays people are like, oh, I don't mind. It's because we're
They're like,
pre-programming our
"Shh."
robots.
You're like, "Shh."
They're quiet as a church mouse. Some of them have headphones.
I love that.
Why don't
I
you?
love that for them.
Oh my
They're
gosh.
not bothering me.
All righty.
And I mean, I guess if you wanna make any kinda impact about taking our bodies back, we have to wait till all the old fuckers die.
It's gonna be too late.
I know.
I won't be able to. My reproductive rights or will be already gone. Like I won't. I
Mhm.
won't need those rights anymore.
And we will be passing that on to no one because we're not having kids.
Like I say in one of my bits, my eggs are scrambled.
Uh-huh.
Touch of the Dunsey.
All right. So give us our thoughts on motherhood, like where you fall on the motherhood spectrum. If you like always wanted to be a mom, if that's not for you, tell us
And
why.
why
Drop it.
not?
Yeah. And why
Yeah.
not? Drop us some comments on the YouTube. And make sure that you are subscribed, follow, like us at The Honestly Show, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and give us a 5-star review about how amazing you are and share this with your bestie. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Disclaimer. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The stories and statements expressed herein are experiences and opinions. They may not represent the views of the production studio or the hosts. If you disagree with our content, that's okay. No podcast is perfect for everyone.